Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, we will get started. My name is Emily Bear, and I am the sales manager here at Meadowbrook Gourds. And you are now part of our turkey scene class. So we will be making the little turkey scene that you can see right here in front of Amber, who is going to be teaching us how to do that tonight. You are certainly welcome to unmute your mic and ask any questions that you may have. We love to see your project, so if you want to turn your camera on, you can, but you certainly don't have to. With us today, we have quite the group because we all wanted to create this really adorable turkey. So due to some internet problems at our business, we are at one of our owners' houses, Ashley. She has a adorable 1-year-old son who is going to be crafting with us. If you hear him, he's right out of the camera view. So he will be crafting with us too. And I'm going to send it off here to Amber to get us started, and we'll get some introductions going.
Yes. Like Emily said, my name is Amber. I work here at Meadowbrook Gourds. I am back in the production, and I do what we call gourd beautician. So I do all of the putting the gourds together, putting all of the hats, the scarving, and all that fun stuff. So I do the final touches to it.
I'm Connie Kerstetter. I have 2 jobs at Meadowbrook. I have a part-time job in the retail store. So I do whatever my store manager, Dory, tells me to do. And then my other part-time job is in our sales office, and I do whatever my boss, Emily, tells me to do.
You lucky girl.
I know, I am so lucky. I have 2 awesome bosses. So anyway, they asked me if I wanted to do this, and I am not crafty whatsoever. So I thought, why not? I'll give it a try.
And I'm Diane, and I also work in the sales office with Connie and Emily. I'm sure I've talked to some of you on the phone since our internet was down this week and we were having issues. So, hi.
So if you call, you talk to one of us 3 or Dory, who is zooming in from home. She was off today.
I am here.
All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to start out by going through all of your different pieces. There are a lot of different pieces to this. Don't worry, I will explain everything to you. Feel free to ask as many questions as you would like while we're going through this. So
It froze.
You're frozen, guys.
Yeah. Just froze. Did you see they put the fence together before they? Yeah, we lost them.
See, this is why I'm on, so I can talk to you guys while they're frozen. I will let them know that they're frozen. Yeah, the internet has not been our friend for about 2 weeks now. Susan, I think I talked to you yesterday about the emails.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, plus Comcast has been having problems. So last week I lost my emails. I couldn't get any emails for a day.
Oh, really? Oh, it's
Yeah.
been horrible up there. We don't know what's going on. So
Yeah, Comcast went down. I guess it went down, but I had no emails for a day.
Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. So we'll just hold on for a moment. Okay. Okay.
Very sorry.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'll let them know. Thank you. Okay, bye. Okay, everybody, just hold on. It's coming back on. It for some reason it decided to reboot. And
her
so as
foot.
soon as it gets rebooted, oh, there they are. Yay!
Hi, we're back.
I entertained them, I guess, while you were gone. Okay. It's nice to see you guys again.
What?
All right, guys, let's get started. Amber, I think you should just start from the top. We're starting at that.
Okay, start introducing
Parts,
each
no,
other.
parts,
Okay,
thank
Well, we got all of your introductions.
Yeah.
We heard all of that. So you can go ahead and go through your parts.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
All right, so
Uh-huh.
let's start from the top. So here is your little turkey body. So you should have that. It's the head and the body both together. We have a little top hat with the berries that go around that. So you should have 3 different colors. You should also have the raffia that goes around the neck. And then you have your turkey tail feather. And then you have this little dowel rod that's going to go in the back of that to hold that to the body. So you should have that as well. That goes with the tail. You should have 2 of the wings. You should have a beak,
Okay.
and a wattle. And then you should have a rubber band. I will show you what where all these pieces go and what they're for and everything whenever we get to them. So that should be everything for the turkey besides the little base. So you should have a round base. And then there's a flat side to that base, which I'll show you again later whenever we get to that part. And that's gonna glue, where you're gonna glue your little Happy Thanksgiving sign. So you should have a Happy Thanksgiving sign too. So that should be it for the turkey. So next we're gonna go to the little pumpkin that you'll see here. Should have a little hay bale. And then I'm gonna go through all of the different pieces of your fence. So you should have one piece that has 2 holes in it. You should have 2 that have 3 holes in them. And then you should have just 3 sticks that don't have any holes in them.
Got it.
What everything sits on is this wooden base. So you should have one of those wooden bases. You should have 3 different size leaves that are going to go on your little fence. And then you should have your paints. So you should have all these different colored paints, very festive to fall. This little container here that is white, that is your glue. So don't get that confused with your white paint. So all of these are paint and then this is glue. So just make sure they're separated. And then you should have your paintbrush, 3 Q-tips, and a toothpick. And again, I'll explain everything later when we get to it. So does everybody have all those pieces okay set out for you? Okay, I see head nods. Good. Okay, so first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna paint all of our pieces here. First thing that I wanna paint though is your beak. I wanna start with the lighter colors and work our way to the darker colors. That way when we have to switch and clean them out, it's not gonna take as long to clean them with the lighter colors. So we're gonna start with yellow. Yellow, we're going to make the beak yellow. Now, I do want to let you know you are more than welcome to paint any of these things a different color. If you have colors at home and you want to use them, go right ahead. And if you want to use our colors and do different for each of these pieces, you go right ahead for that as well. So I'm going to paint my beak yellow. And then I'm also going to paint probably one of my leaves that go on the fence yellow as well. That way, then I can close my yellow and not have to use it again.
Okay.
And I will say sometimes it's easier to make your paint go on a little bit better by wetting your brush a little bit. You don't have to make it wet, and just make sure it's not like soaking or dripping wet, just a little damp so that the paint goes on a little bit nicer.
So are we only painting one side or should we paint both?
You can only, you don't have to paint both sides. You can just paint just one. I'm gonna go and do one coat on this and then go to a leaf. You can choose whatever leaf that you want to be that yellow color. I'm going to stick with the original here and do the medium size leaf.
Okay.
And do that yellow. I'm going to paint both sides of the leaf only for the fact of you can see that leaf on the back of the fence. But you do not have to paint both sides. That is your choice.
Okay.
You want to turn that off?
Dry pretty quickly for you.
Yes, so then I would go back and do a second coat,
Yeah.
unless you think they don't need it. And then just set those pieces to the side once you're finished painting them.
Okay.
And then once you're all done painting them, you'll want to clean your brush out. Unless you want something else to be yellow, you're more than welcome to do that now. Or if you'd like to wait and then figure out at the end, once we're all done painting, whether you want something yellow then, it's up to you. So just like I said, put that to the side. So the next thing that I'm gonna have us paint is the body of the turkey. So the body of the turkey is that orange color. Since there is not a separate head and body to this, it's all one. What I would suggest, if you want it to be these two like colors, the head is natural and then the body is this orange color, just go about halfway in the crease of the neck here with the orange, and then just leave the top half natural. What we're gonna do later is we're gonna tie this raffia around it and you're not even gonna see that line. So that's what I would do.
Okay, and how thick of a coat of paint should we be using on the bottom here?
For the body, I would use a very thin first coat, just because whenever you go to paint the next one, you want to just make sure that it's super thin because it'll dry faster that way.
So we'll be able to get more of an even color.
Yes, and then you won't get the lines as well if you do a thinner coat.
So we're doing 2 coats on the turkey as well?
Yes, I would definitely do 2 coats, and you can do more than 2 coats if you feel like it needs it. And you don't have to paint the very bottom of the turkey where it's sanded. That you can leave just the natural gourd color.
No, I'm finding that I'm watering down my paint. Is that an okay tactic here, Amber?
Yes, I would definitely say to water down your paint, and that's what's going to make the paint thinner.
This part.
And why do you want it thinner?
That is so it'll dry faster, so that we can do the second coat.
I think I noticed that we had a couple of new customers purchase this kit, which is very exciting. So I thought we could talk a little bit about who Meadowbrook Gourds is and what we do. So our company started back in 1995 by accident. Our founder, Ben, was a farmer and grew some decorative gourds to sell in the fall and left a few out in the field. He wasn't really sure what to do with them and they ended up drying. And he is a woodworker also by trade. So he crafted them and people seem to really like them. So it's grown from there. We have about an 18, I think, person team of crafters, and like Amber is a gourd beautician. She finishes out the gourds. And we craft over 300 different designs every year on our 200-acre farm here in Pennsylvania.
Emily, what would you say would be our busiest season, most popular season?
A lot of people think that it is fall, but actually it's winter. Our snowmen and Santas are a hit for gifts for the holidays. Yeah.
A lot of people I'm finding working in the sales office in the store don't realize that we are open year round. We have so many customers asking if we're just open during certain seasons. And our retail store is open 12 months a year, almost 7 days a week.
And it is quite the sight if you haven't been there to walk in. It's a really, really neat store. But not only do we have our store, we sell online internationally, and then we also sell to retail stores. So a lot of our customers that come in find us from tourist areas. One namely is Kennebunkport, Maine. That's a place that a lot of people go and find our gourds. But we do sell to gift shops and stores all over the country.
All right, so once you get the body done with the turkey, go ahead and move to your little pumpkin, because we're also going to use that same color on that pumpkin. And an easy way to hold the pumpkin is I would just hold it by the stem and then paint the body. Again, you don't have to paint the very bottom because we're going to glue that down. So I would do that next once you're done with the body. We are going to do 2 coats. We're going to do the pumpkin first, do 1 coat on that, and then we'll come back to the turkey.
And
to do this
can
second.
everyone still hear us okay and see us okay?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Good.
How you doing over there?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
We have some novice crafters over here.
This is, I think, the first time I have ever painted my own gourd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's addicting.
And
It's super
how-
fun.
Yeah, and I've known about this company for 12, 13 years. Worked for it for, I don't know, 5 or 6 now. So
The beauty of working with a small business like this is we had mentioned we had had a big internet outage for a couple days. So Diane and I in the sales office pulled out some little cats to make for Amber. We helped the team work. So we made cats this week, which was fun.
And they turned out great.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
We did very simple things that we couldn't mess up.
I'm also going to go ahead and paint one of the leaves this orange color just because I want it orange.
You okay?
Yeah.
Is everybody doing okay so far?
Yes.
Good.
Hi, Owen.
How are you doing? Look cute.
And then once you get those 3 all painted with their first coat, you can go back to that turkey because that's what we started with, and we'll do a second coat.
Now, I don't want to get ahead of you, Amber,
Yes.
but it looks like our finished turkey over there may have some brown on it.
Mhm.
So does that mean if my coating isn't perfect that it'll be okay?
Yes.
Okay, good, because I don't think I'll be perfect.
Yeah, so we'll only do 2 coats. Sometimes with the 2 coats, it still doesn't get all of it covered. Like you'll still see some of that natural gourd in it, but that is okay. Like Emily said, we are going to, as the original on here has some brown streaks in it. And so we're gonna go back later once we get to our brown and do that.
When we painted ours, we painted brown first and then covered it with orange to get a darker orange.
Yeah, I like that idea.
You definitely can do that. Oh, and I also want to let you know, you don't have to get into the slits or the hole that's on this turkey body as well. You don't have to do that. We're going to go back through and that actually you'll get the tail in and then the wings will go in there. So you won't even see inside there.
The one really great thing about working with gourds is that they're very forgiving. So they work, they're a lot like wood. So you can paint them, you can wood burn them, you can stain them. You can pretty much use any paint that you would use on wood. I've even experimented a little bit with watercolor on them. You can remove a lot of your mistakes with a simple baby wipe. And of course, if you want to experiment, it's very easy to do and very easy to paint over anything that you don't like.
That's good because I make a lot of mistakes.
If you are getting a lot of your paint in the holes or the slits on the turkey, you can take your toothpick and kind of get in there and get that paint out. It should not be a problem if you do get paint in there. The slits should be fine. It's just that hole that I would be kind of a little bit, I would watch the hole just because it'll be a little harder to get that tail in if there's a lot of paint in there.
Just good to know.
So once you get that second coat on your turkey done, you'll go ahead and do a second coat on your little pumpkin. If you think it needs it, I think I'm gonna let my pumpkin go just because we are gonna add a little bit of brown on it. And then I'm all done, I believe.
And if we're painting a leaf, should we do that as well?
Yeah. Yep, if you think your little leaf needs a second coat.
You're okay.
Thank
What did I just say? You can cover it up.
Well, that's
The
true.
little
I just got orange on my beak.
Here's the thing.
That's all right. All
We can
right.
fix it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and clean my brush out.
Okay.
With the orange, because I think I'm all done with the orange.
Here's the cow.
He wants to be down here with us.
And the next color that I'm going to use is the green. And the only thing I'm going to do with the green is paint my final leaf.
Okay.
So after I'm done with my final leaf, at this point, you should have all of your leaves painted. You should have your pumpkin painted, everything but the stem. We're going to go back with the brown once we get to the brown to paint the stem. And you should have half of your turkey painted, the body at least, and you should have the beak painted as well.
Oh, that looks natural.
I think I'm doing good.
All right.
So Amber, what is your favorite design of ours to make at Meadowbrook?
What I like to put together in the back, I love our one reindeer. It's our reindeer that has the little bow on the one antler. I love it. I don't know why I love it so much. I just do. And I also like to do all of the reindeers, but that one I have to say is my favorite.
But you have to tie the tiniest little bow. I
You're very good at that too.
Thank you.
I had to watch a YouTube video at least 10 times before I could tie a bow, and they don't look anything as good as yours.
And they all make it look so easy, from our crafters who spend, some of our crafters have been crafting for what, 20 years. They always make it look so easy, and it is not. It is not easy.
It is not. I actually got to go, I don't know if you girls know this. I got to go into the crafting room this past week, last week, and I got a saw in my hand and I started to craft some things, and it is challenging.
I walked in and you looked like a professional.
Well, thank you. It was definitely challenging though, but I loved it. I love doing new things.
It's a pretty skilled job, and we use actually our crafters use a jigsaw and cut everything by hand, and it is very neat. If you are local in the area, we do free tours every Tuesday at 2, and it is really cool to go and see how much really goes into creating our designs.
Between the 1-year-old that we have in the house here and the dog that so wants to be with us, and he's just crying his little heart out. So if you see us giggling, that's why.
All right, so I'm all finished with my green.
Okay.
My next color, is everybody doing okay?
Yep.
Great. I just want to make sure I'm not going too fast. All right, so the next color I'm going to go to is the brown.
Okay.
So I'm going to do, let's paint the fence first. So this is the fence that we're going to create. And then I explained in the beginning all of our different parts, but I can do it again, just so that you know that you don't miss a part. You're gonna wanna make sure you paint this part, this that has the 2 holes in it. These 2 pieces that have the 3 holes in it. And then you should have 3 sticks. So what I would do is go ahead and paint one side on all of them.
And it looks like a stained wood. So in order to get that effect, we just water our paint down, right?
Correct, yes. And you want to water this paint down a little bit more than you have watered your other ones to get that stained look. Unless you want your wood to look extremely brown, like that's not stained and it's actually painted brown, don't water it down.
If you're saying oops like Connie, that is okay. Just add a little bit more water
Okay.
and spread the paint around and you can still get that stained effect, because I've also said whoops a couple times when I'm doing this.
Okay.
And
And you're
white
right,
peas-
it's getting lighter.
Yes, white peas are your best friend too, like we've said. If you have any baby wipes laying around, they will help take some of that paint off as well. So like I said, just paint one side on all of them. And this dries really fast, so once you're done painting one side, you should be able to flip them over then and do the other side. And I think one coat, as long as it's to your liking, one coat will be just fine on this, on both sides. And to paint these little sticks, I just have them laying down on the table. We have a little tablecloth that we're painting on, so it's okay if I get paint on it. So that's just how I'm painting them.
And I'm holding them by the edges and that seems to be okay. I'm not making too much of a mess of myself, so.
And I'm getting paint all over my fingers.
That's part of the process, that's okay. What we're using here is, I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Amber, it's standard craft paint, correct?
Yes, it's just your normal acrylic paint. So I did all of my first coat on the one side, so now I'm just going back and starting with the one I started with and flipping it to the other side and going with that.
Has anyone in our Zoom class created gourds with us before?
Yes.
Great, thank you.
I see some familiar faces. When Dory's not able to come, I am in them, and I see a couple of you.
Looks like I'm a little slow here.
That's okay. That's what's good about having other people, and that I can see like everybody that has their camera on. That way I know like if I'm going too fast or if I'm going too slow.
You're the professional.
Very good. Everything's good.
And I did want to say you don't have to paint the very edge of these sticks, just those two bigger sides.
Yeah.
And these pieces are wood. They are not a gourd. In case you were wondering.
We've had questions about that before.
Mhm.
So, as I mentioned before, our founder, Ben, was a farmer, but also a woodworker. And so he has a wood shop on the farm and actually crafts our village house line out of wood in that wood shop. So we do a little bit more than gourds, mostly gourds, but we also have that as well.
And I would say it's okay if your pieces are like all different tones. So I think all of mine are different. So, but that is totally fine. You don't have to get them perfectly even.
Like that, it gives it a nice fall weather.
Yes.
Ooh, need to- okay, put you up there. You're probably okay with that. Otherwise, it's not that too far. Yes, I'm sorry, Dan.
I'm letting it dry.
Doing okay?
Yes.
Just
I
don't
am.
know with the, rubber band.
Oh, you better turn them
What?
all over because I just completely missed a piece. So
Yes,
I'll
definitely.
surprise you.
Make
There's
sure-
actually a church right behind Emily in the cabinet. That's part of our village line.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Dory's still awake.
I'm here.
If you enjoy doing this, we have our Zoom classes, and I believe they're all sold out for the rest of the year. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Dory. But we also have craft kits that you can purchase on our website that come with instructions. So Amber and the rest of us fine ladies will do it with you, but the instructions are very easy, and you can. We have snowmen and bears and a lot of us. Do we have angels?
We have a
we do.
reindeer, an angel,
Yeah, a polar bear.
Mhm.
and a snowman.
Yeah.
Just for winter, we also have the wooden house line that you can do, and then kits for every season.
And
All
isn't there a new kit coming out for the Cyber Monday sale?
There is, it's an adorable penguin, a small penguin, and then one of our little penguins. And it is so cute. I want to do that one as well.
Yeah.
All right. I'm all finished with the fence. So if you are all finished, go ahead, keep your brown out. We're going to do the stem on the pumpkin. And that one, it's your choice if you want to water the paint down or not for that stem. And I'm just holding on to the pumpkin because mine is dry. And I'm painting the stem. And I don't think it's going to need a second coat, so I'm just going to do one coat, set it to the side. And then I'm going to paint the wings of my turkey here. And I would paint one side of those wings. The original here, they are solid brown, so I would not water your brown down as much as you did for the fence. I would water it down a little bit so it goes on easier, but not as much.
All right.
Connie, you work in our retail store. What is the number one question that you get asked on a daily basis?
It depends what time of year it is. If it's September, are your sunflowers in bloom?
We have 50 acres of free sunflowers every fall.
Let's see, several phone calls of what are your hours, which they do fluctuate throughout the year. In September, when our sunflowers start to bloom, we do extend our hours, and we're open 7 days a week then from September through the end of the year. Come January, then we're only open Monday through Saturday. So that is a standard question of our hours. And a lot of questions are, because we have some very, very loyal, longtime customers, what are your new products coming up this year? And a lot of times I can't answer that because we are so busy in our production area right now that, and our design team, that sometimes we don't know what our new product is until a week before it comes out, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So lots of good questions from our customers.
So I'm gonna go, once I get my wings done, I'm gonna go and paint the tail. Now with all of these pieces, so your wings and your tail, I would paint both sides of those. So I would do one side and then set them to the side, let them dry, and then flip it over. So you'll do one piece at a time and then come back to them.
Now, the sample here also looks a little watered down, like you can see the wood a little bit, is that,
Without it being on.
but we can do whatever we want?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
I think the back side looks a little bit watered down and then the front side looks a little bit more brown. So it's just what you prefer. If you want it watered down, you're more than welcome to do that. Or if you want it more of a solid brown, I would just not water it down as much. Or if you like a little bit of texture look to it, you can choose to water down some of it and maybe make some pieces a little bit darker. And I'm just laying these again pieces down to paint them.
Both sides
And
of the
they
tail,
have-
both
And
sides.
this is my second Zoom class. I've done. I've brought the
You have a
kids.
question, Diane?
No, I wasn't sure if we were doing, I thought she said both sides of the tail.
Yeah.
I like mine more watered down.
And I know the Zoom class, the brush strokes and stuff.
That's the neat thing is that we have
I do
4 of
like
us doing
it.
this,
You guys
and
need to-
even though we're all following Amber's steps to a T, they'll all look a little different and have their own personalities.
I just went into this. We just kind of. fun with it.
Not only from cord shape to, but how we finish it.
It's a solid thing. Yeah.
Speaking of gore shape, I think it's so funny, well, not funny, but when I work in the retail store, a lot of our customers will spend several minutes, if not a half an hour, looking at the same gourd. But because the gourd shapes are so different, they have to find the one that really talks to them, like that has the cutest face or the roundest body. And even though they're cut out of the same patterns, they all are totally different.
It's the wings.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's one of the coolest things about what we do is, like, for instance, Diane and I yesterday glued heads onto little cats. And we probably did maybe 200, and every single cat was different and had its own personality by the end, because each cord slants a little different and the head goes on a little. So it was really fun to see each one come to life as
Didn't
you
like it,
put
don't
it
we all?
together. Our little army of cats we have.
Yeah, that's what we call them.
So I am still doing just that one coat on the tail feather and the wings of the turkey.
Story's still with us. Dory, you should have taken a kit home and did it with us.
I know, I didn't think about it, or I would have.
You look like you're pretty relaxed on your couch right now.
I am actually.
Good for you. You deserve it.
I'm ready to come back there tomorrow.
Well, that's good. Everybody's ready for you to be back.
Still wet. Yeah.
Okay, and Amber, this is probably a silly question, but there's lines on my turkey tail. So that would be what is facing
No good on that.
outward, right? Like the front.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Whenever you look at your turkey, those lines are going to be facing you.
So that's the side I want to look the cutest.
Yes, correct.
Next.
And you don't have to worry about those lines. They should be able to paint just fine for you guys.
Mhm.
Paint over it, no problem. But again, you have your toothpick there if you need to get in to those lines to make them a little darker.
Or to clean out globs of paint.
Yep.
Look okay.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Connie's judging everyone's work over here.
I guess I'm not done.
That section looks a little lighter.
Okay.
But then look at mine too.
Okay.
Mine's kind of,
I'll put a little bit
think
more
that's the
on.
You can walk
variation.
to the side.
Yeah.
okay.
Make sure you don't hit your eyes.
How the paint goes on the wood.
And
It's a good thing you all don't have a Connie with you.
So once you are all
That's pretty
finished
good.
painting those
Yeah, you
pieces,
guys
so I
just
will
put it in
say,
if you like.
with the brown, I'm gonna go through all the pieces that you should have painted now with the brown. The stem of your pumpkin, you should have painted brown. The whole fence, so all the pieces of, with the fence. Your wings and your tail of your turkey. So those are the pieces that we did brown so far. I think I did it.
Yeah, me too.
Good, good, good. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the brown out. I'm going to do the different textured with the body. So the body does have like a little bit of a brown through it. So what I'm going to tell you is to do this textured, I would use the very edge of your paintbrush.
Let that dry before
So you want to get just a little bit of paint on that. So I would dip that corner in your paint and kind of dab it on your plate or paper towel, whatever you have. That way there's not a lot of paint on it. And then just go through and do just little lines on your board.
I'm not gonna do this one.
For
To
this one, you did, I did.
lobby,
A lot of
what I would
hot
do is just make sure you have a little
These
bit more
little things brown on the
to
pieces,
it. And then you can also take your baby wipes,
little lines of brown.
take that off as well,
And then brown.
just so that it's not so globby.
and
Do I have to put lines on it?
You do not.
No, you can do whatever you want. It's yours.
I'm not sure if I want lines on it.
Don't put lines on it.
I kind of buffer mine out a little bit so that they
No.
like
Oh.
create variation, but you can do it however you want.
Yep.
Or not at all.
I'm going to
I think
actually
I
take a
will.
little bit of my orange and brown and mix it a little bit
You keep on.
to make it like a different color for the lines as well, to just to make it look a little different.
I have a
Oh,
little bit
see?
too much brown, so I'm gonna go in with a little orange.
That's what I have to do.
That's okay.
Yep.
That's the beauty of gourds. You can do that.
Like Emily said, you can go back with your orange and cover up some of that brown as well if you don't like it. It just makes it look like it has like a little bit of hair, like it's actual turkey
Feathers?
or feather, yeah.
Yeah, feathers. Thank you, Connie.
It's good.
Oh, thanks. Now go Judge Diane.
Well, since I'm not painting lines, I thought I needed to do something. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
That's fine. This one here didn't have that. That had the head the same color. Yeah, that one does.
All right. You pretty happy with mine?
Mhm.
Amber did a lot on hers.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone, I know it's a little late for this, but I do have the chat open over here. So if you don't want to open your mic and have a question, I will see it and be able to answer it.
I just keep going back through with different colors. You're more than welcome to do this as well. I'm just going back through with other colors and just
Painting lines.
yeah,
That's why we don't look.
because not every turkey has the same color,
That's how they stay in.
and it's
But the other thing,
For
you
sure.
be careful, you don't put a whole lot, you can spray it.
Take my-
Oh, I should do that. Mine's very crooked around the neck.
Well, that's the beauty of wrapping.
Yes.
Okay.
you won't see the neck.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make my orange just a little bit brighter.
Can you believe that Thanksgiving is next Thursday?
Yes, which
Oh,
reminds
my
me,
goodness.
Dory mentioned that our Cyber Monday sale is coming up and we have a kit available for that. But we do have a Cyber Monday sale and a Black Friday sale. If you're local, visit Dory and Connie in the store, and all Meadowbrook cords are 25% off. That's all seasons. And online, it is up to 40% off. Of all.
Actually, her whole store is
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
25%
Yeah,
off.
25% off the
everything in
whole
the store,
store.
right, Dory?
That's right.
Yep,
The entire
everything in
store
the
is
store.
25% off.
Here's a pain.
Yeah, everything in the store will be 25% off Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, which is the very next day.
And our Cyber Monday sale is from Black Friday to the Tuesday of November 30th. And we are releasing 5 new designs. Ashley, who we're in her house right now, she is one of our main designers. She created 5 new adorable
Mhm.
pieces that will be released in limited quantities. We have all sorts of different things.
Mhm.
Diane and I are lucky enough to see the sneak peeks of those, and there's some really cute ones.
There is.
Cute little snow women and snowmen.
So I'm almost done here. And I want to show what I did.
Did those designs go out in the retail newsletter today?
They sure
Yeah, they did.
yes.
Okay,
Look at your
so
email, Dory.
I did. I thought I saw them. So if some of them don't have the newsletter, how do they sign up for it?
Sure. At the very bottom of our website, there is a place where you can put in your email to sign up for our newsletter. We send out 2 newsletters a month, one in the first and one around the middle of the month, with our new designs and anything that's happening on the farm, whether that be classes like this or things in person.
Before you guys put your brown away, what I would say is I forgot to tell you to color this little dowel rod. The only thing you need to paint on that is the very top where the large circle is on that. You don't have to paint the actual part that's going to go into the gourd, just this very top. Okay. But then after we do that, everything should be painted that needs painted at this point. So just go back through and make sure all of your pieces look good to you.
Check.
To your liking.
Everything's painted.
Great.
Awesome.
I think it needs to be sprayed.
No.
If we spray it, we spray it all. We just don't put the
Right.
hat on it. Just don't put the hat on
Okay.
Okay, I think
it.
I'm looking good. How are you ladies still looking?
Good.
I think great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So now is a little bit more challenging part.
Oh,
So
boy.
we're going to work on doing the face of this turkey. So as you can see on your turkey, there's no face on that. So yes, you will have to do the face on it, but it's going to be super simple because I'm going to explain to you how to do that. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is find the front of our turkey. So the front of your turkey is the side that does not have the hole. So you will have a hole in the back for your tail feather. So whatever side does not have that is going to be your front. And then your 2 slits on the side are going to be where your wings go. So that'll tell you where like the middle of your front is as well. So I want you to go ahead and grab your little beak. Because in order to do the eyes, it's easier to glue your beak on first before we do the eyes. So what you want to do is this beak is center of this original turkey here. So get your beak. You'll want your little container of glue, which is the one that's separate from your paints. And then you're also going to want one of your Q-tips.
Amber, would you mind running that over to the camera so that they can get a close peek at where the nose is?
Need to get a baby. Okay.
All right, so
The true test here.
Yeah.
you're going to flip your beak over the side that you did not paint. If you painted both sides, that's okay. Just choose a side that you want to be the back that goes onto the gourd. I'm going to take a little bit of the glue and rub it onto the back of the beak. I would do most of the back just because every gourd is different and I don't know where that beak is going to touch on your specific gourd, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure that some portion of that beak is going to get glued on. So I would just cover that. And then you'll find the center of your head and you'll put your beak on.
This glue takes about 10 minutes to get really tacky and stick. So you'll want to be a little careful once you place it, but also it gives you a little bit of grace if you need to move your beak around.
Yes.
Lower, higher.
And the beak the point is down for that beak. Unless you want it to be
I'm gonna put
to the
some glue.
side or up the other way, however you want your beak, but on the original here, the point is down.
Also, this glue will dry clear. So if you can see a little on the edges, that is totally fine. Sorry, Amber.
No, that's okay. No, that's fine.
Look at
Okay,
that.
so you can put your glue away for right now. And we're gonna do the eyes.
Oh, boy.
The eyes, it'll be super simple, I promise.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll need your black paint.
Okay.
And you'll need a Q-tip.
I'm messy and I have like all of my paints open. So.
Oh, I'd spill them if I did that.
So the little eyes on this turkey are perfectly round. So to get them perfectly round, we're going to use our Q-tip. So what you're going to do is you're going to dip the very tip of this Q-tip into your black paint.
I know that I glued that yet.
Could I see those eyes, please?
Okay.
And can we show the camera as well?
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay.
So they are perfectly round.
Let's see.
Don't put them on the big one yet because we gotta place everything else first.
And the eyes are on the corner of that nose. So to get the eye placement, you'll just go from the corner of the beak and you'll place one eye, you'll press down on your Q-tip, and then you'll go to the other side, press down, and that'll get your eye.
Oh, shoot, they're crooked.
And if they are crooked,
I was just gonna say, oh, this is so easy.
if they are crooked, grab
Not
a
too
wipey
bad.
and wipe it off.
No.
It'll come right off for
I'll
you.
live with that.
But
Yeah.
that's
I'll live with that.
Perfect.
That's cool. Should
Give
be-
some character. It's really not
Yeah,
bad at all.
Exactly.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think it was
And if you want them,
I could move my
Can you
Bigger?
put the
little.
turkey up again to the screen?
if you want your eyes a little bigger, what I would do is just press a little bit harder on the gourd. And then if you want them smaller, I would just not press as hard. And then that is
Big enough?
that part of the eye. So we just have to let that dry a little bit.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and put your black paint away.
Okay.
And that Q-tip can go to the side. We will not need that again. Okay. So while we let that dry, let's go ahead and assemble our fence. The fence, you do not need any glue. So it's super simple.
We gotta push hard on that.
This piece here
Get it in.
Oh, my.
is going to be the bottom of your fence. So it's the one that has the two holes. That's going to be what the fence sits on, just like this.
3 to the wings,
So that goes
and
down.
then there's a tail hole.
And then you're going to want to grab this one of these and then all three of these. So then one by one, you're going to take this and put it in through one of the holes. Just like that. And you'll do that with all three of them.
Mhm.
Just like that. And then you'll want to grab the other one of this and do that same thing to the other side. And then you can maneuver those sticks to be wherever you want or as even as you would like them.
Did you come back to help?
All right. So then, once you get it to be to this point, you're gonna take this bottom piece and stick those posts down in the holes.
You can do it, Connie.
If you're having issues getting them down in, just do pressure and wiggle.
What do you need?
Pressure and wiggle.
Pressure and wiggle sounds easy enough.
Oh, wiggle and works.
Good face.
You don't have to glue it in.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
She might know what she's doing.
Yeah, it's not her first rodeo.
No?
Okay, I'll tell you what to do. Oh,
No, there's no gluing.
yeah.
I know. I'm having the same issue.
Sometimes it just takes a lot of pressure and a lot of wiggling to get them down in there.
Would you like some help?
Material's not open.
You got it, good. So she's right, a little pressure.
Yeah, a lot of wiggle.
And then you can change them and figure out where you want. So I think while I have my fence, I'm gonna go ahead and just glue my little piece onto the fence a while.
So pick the side you like and go for it.
Yep, pick the side that you like the
The
best.
best side, okay.
And then you can glue, I'm not gonna tell you where to glue these leaves because I want you to do that, make it your own. So I will show you the original. The original does not have a small leaf on it or the medium size, whichever size. But that's where they
Oh, he's gotta do that,
It was
doesn't
on the little leaf was on the pumpkin. It was on the pumpkin.
Oh, someone made it the same color.
I did too, the little leaf. That's okay.
What, did you put it on like
It
this?
is just go right here.
You can do that. That's yours.
Yeah. And then in front of it, there's your little bit. Glue with one. But you want to,
So if you painted your
Yeah.
smaller leaf
There.
green, or if you did not, it doesn't matter. You can actually glue that onto your pumpkin if you would like. I'll show you. I did paint mine orange, but this is the small one, and you can actually put it on your pumpkin to make it look like it has a little leaf on it.
That's an option from our designer of this kit.
Yeah.
Which I did mine.
Oh, that's really cute.
Let me see.
And what I'll say is
That's
you can
very
actually go
cute.
back and paint it green if you want. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna add a little bit of green to it because not all leaves are going to be like completely green. And you should be able to cover the orange up. It'll just make the green look a little darker, which is okay.
And would you recommend leaving it laying down until it dries? Or
Yes, yeah. I would let it dry a little bit before you glue it onto the pumpkin, but that is something that you can do.
I don't know where they go.
That's something for my life.
And when you go to glue your leaves onto your fence, just use your tacky glue again
Okay, look,
and a Q-tip.
here's my big.
Yeah, these.
speck on mine, so I can touch it.
Where's the other kind? What do you mean no? One's
this
there and
one?
one's there. That's gonna go on the pumpkin.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I painted them different colors, so
I
put the
think that's
yellow
too
on the
big for the
pumpkin.
pumpkin.
I was actually thinking about putting my medium size on the pumpkin.
Okay, yeah.
It's yours. You can do whatever you want, Connie.
Whatever you want.
Never heard of pumpkin.
Are your leaves going the same
I
direction?
kind of just put them in, I don't know. I kind of wanted them to blow in the
Cute.
wind.
I kind of like it. I
Okay,
really like it.
well, that means a lot coming from you.
You're the one with the art degree.
Oh.
Where?
I am to glue these leaves onto the fencing. There's no rhyme or reason how to do that. I am just taking my glue and putting it on the fence first and then sticking the leaves onto top of the glue.
You
You can do that however you would like.
It will dry clear, or the glue will dry clear.
Yep. We'll find out that the rubber band is good. Find out that the rubber band is supposed to make it.
And then you can set your fence to the side. And then if you did repaint your leaf for the pumpkin, go ahead and glue that on now.
That would have dried so already?
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Yep.
On the top, and
And I'm just sticking the tacky glue on one side of the leaf at the very top, and then sticking it onto my pumpkin. Just like that.
Okay, good.
So then your fence should be done and your little pumpkin should be done. We are going to go back to our, we're going to finish the eyes on this.
Oh boy, okay.
So the last thing that we need to do on the turkey for the eyes is the little white fleck on the eye. And I will show you the original here again.
she left the
If
face.
you see on the very corner
Versus
of the
that.
eye, it's on the right
Yeah, the
side.
face is natural.
That's where the little white fleck is gonna go. What I would
I
use
thought the
is
one
your
that was on
Q-tip,
there.
or your toothpick, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant.
Your little toothpick. So you'll get your white paint, you'll dip your toothpick into that white paint,
Oh, perfect.
and then stick
Yeah.
the little fleck, and it goes about 2 o'clock on the eye. And you can make that fleck as big or as small as you would like.
Yeah, just hold on over there. Just gonna clean up the message. Here's what that is.
We have the perfect size flex here today.
This comes to this, so use my glue.
All right. And then your eyes should be done.
There are baby wipes right down there.
Thank you.
Amber,
Yes.
can you show us what your eyes look like without the hat? Because it's hard to see it sometimes with the hat.
Yeah.
I have to do my one eye over.
And then there's my eyes without the hat so that you can see it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, great.
Cute.
So the next thing that I'm gonna have you guys do is glue these
I know what you're sitting on.
and tail feather in.
Okay. I like it. That's all that matters. That's right. Sit whatever way you want it to. George.
So what I'm gonna say is for the wings, you are more than welcome to glue them in, or you can let them just kind of sit in there.
I have plenty.
I am going to go ahead and glue them. So what I'm gonna do
Yeah,
is
we do.
put a little bit of glue on the little notch.
Yeah, we do that in clay.
No, we do that in crochet.
You see your little wing here, and if you see this notch, I'm gonna stick glue on both sides of that notch. So whenever I slide it in, it'll tack up a little bit.
Yeah, this one I'm curious with.
You want something? Okay. All right.
And the wings go down on that.
I want mine to be waving high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be waving
Yours
high.
yours
Yeah,
fine.
like
If you want to
you-
make them wave high, you go for it.
See, I didn't want different English.
Yeah, look, he could be waving high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just looks at it.
And again, tacky glue will dry clear, so you don't have to worry about it.
I'm kind of curious about
Oh.
All right, so then we're gonna glue our tail feather in. So you'll want,
Sorry.
Is it bedtime?
A little
Yeah.
boy got some paint on himself, but he wasn't very happy about it.
so you'll wanna find your side that has those lines on it, and that's going to be the side that's gonna want to be facing you.
Right.
And you'll find your little dowel rod. So this side will be facing you whenever you go to put it in, and your little dowel rod is gonna go into the back of it. So this is facing you, this dowel rod is gonna go into the back. Now what I would do is I'd put a little glue on the one side of the dowel rod so that it stays tacked up to the back.
Okay.
And then when you go to glue it in, I'd put some tacky glue on that hole there. You don't have to get it, into it, but I would definitely get it on the outside. So maybe a little in the hole.
So I did one
and
for
around the outside.
Halloween.
Oh, did you? Yeah, what's on that?
No one will see this,
That
so
mom
it
house,
doesn't have to be
she was
super
supposed to come to the class, but she didn't come.
Hey.
It's a little pumpkin, little junk. That one
No
was
one
like
will see this part.
Okay.
a little thin. True.
And just push it in.
And then you'll just
That's
stick
what
that
I
in.
found. I had to go start it. So I had Galen actually do a little, throw something in.
So tacky glue does take a little bit longer to dry. So what I'm going to suggest is you have a rubber band. And what you can do is rubber band that tail feather to the gourd itself and the wings. So I will show you what I mean by that once you have that in. So I would take
Yeah,
your
it'll stay
little
Oh,
rubber band
It'll
and
help.
just kind of wrap it around so that it goes around the tail feather and the gourd here
I think they
to
got
keep it secure.
My one wing tied in the other, that's okay.
So was mine. Somebody else came my eyes were off, though.
Alrighty.
All right.
We're going.
They came out nice.
I think too. You got Thanksgiving.
Do you use rubber bands like
No.
this in production?
We do not. So in production, we use a couple different types of glue that we don't have to use a rubber band like this to keep it
Okay.
intact.
A little bit stronger.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's to make it go faster so we can continue with production and not have to worry about it drying and all that fun stuff. So we'll let that sit to the side. I'm gonna go to the hat of your the turkey. So you'll need your hat, and then you'll also need your little the beads.
Tip berries.
Yeah, your little berries. So what I'm doing is I'm taking all three of them and twisting them
I won't be home.
together. And then I'm going to take the hat and put your little berries around the hat, the very top. If I know better. So I have my hat here, and then I'm going to take these and twist them. So when you go to twist them, what I would do is find the back of your hat, which has this little flap on it. If you can see that, that's your back of your hat. So when you tie that on,
Yes, that's what the rubber band
not
is.
really tying, you're just twisting them on.
Yeah. He's a little off center, but that's okay.
So you'll twist them on just like this, and then you'll fold them over.
Cute. Plus you can see it.
Like that. Now, if you do have wire cutters at home and you don't like that ball on the back of it, you're more than welcome to use wire cutters and cut the remainder of that off, unless you like that, and then you can keep it.
Don't buy paint. I got
Run back.
Any paint I bought a big thing black. I use black.
Whoops, I forgot it was
You
glued
didn't
on.
glue it yet.
Not your job.
Yeah, that doesn't look bad.
So our next step with that hat is we're going to glue that onto our gourd. So what I would do is just flip that hat over, put some of that tacky glue on the bottom of the hat, and then stick them onto
I
the
ate
top
it.
of the turkey.
Not so sure what I think about them.
Should we be using a lot of glue, or how much do you think we need to keep this hat on the turkey?
I would use a decent amount. I'll show you. I just rubbed it on the very bottom. You can see where I have all my glue.
Yeah, I've made it.
Okay.
That would work too.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to put the glue onto the head of the turkey itself and then putting the hat on. However you want to do it.
Because I don't know if it bends into her
As long
travel.
as hat ends up on turkey.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
this one's.
And So the next thing I'm gonna do to that turkey then is I'm going to glue this little wooden base onto it. So it's the smaller of the two wooden bases. And make sure that little sanded part, it's a flat part of the wood itself. I'll show you here. You can see it's straight across.
Mhm.
And that's the front of your little wood.
Go take your rubber band off. and put that in there. Right? I should take the rubber band off before I glue it on the base?
You can actually just keep that rubber band on there just because you're able to take it off from the top up.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that way your tail feather just stays put.
Okay.
You could also use scissors and just cut the rubber band.
Oh, no.
Very good point.
Thanks, Dory.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we're gluing the bottom and putting it on,
Yes,
and the flat part is the front.
yes,
Okay.
correct. And I would put the glue onto the actual turkey itself to
Get
glue it
an
onto the
email
wood.
from Connie.
And a decent amount again, just right
I
on the
don't know
bottom.
anything from that.
Yes.
Mess.
Yes, we're making a mess.
And then I'm just centering my turkey onto the wood piece.
Okay.
I probably should have had you do this one step before we did that, but that's okay.
Thanksgiving.
Okay,
I have a lot of.
yes, I'm gonna have you do that. So I know you glued your base on, but I'm gonna have you go ahead and put your raffia around the neck of your turkey.
Yes.
So you are more than welcome to take your wood base of the turkey off to do this part, or if it falls off, that's okay. We'll just stick it right back on and then we'll set it to the side and then we're done. To put the raffia on, you can use all of the raffia or you can use some of it. It's however much you want of that raffia to put around the neck.
Just to go up.
We have to flip it, that's the problem.
With Ashley.
What I'm gonna do is
Yes, the change.
I'm going to just stick this turkey between my knees
From one phone to the
to
other.
tie this raffia around the neck.
I think they're adorable. I don't care.
They are cute.
And it's just
I
a
like
knot.
them.
I like them a lot.
Yeah.
If I would be home next Tuesday, that Tuesday the 30th, I would have done
Off to
it.
the side, and then I'll show you
That
here.
one can't be hard.
What are they doing on the 30th?
And then you can
No,
trim
Oh, that's not me.
your raffia with scissors.
You
to your
see
liking.
how it shows up green, the trees. So
Mhm.
it's a field.
And I'll show you what mine looks like here.
And then we can just trim what we don't like.
Yes, you can leave it long, you can do it shorter, however, whatever length you want.
These are all the ones you can make. I
Oh,
just-
I know, I can't decide how much I want.
These are all the ones
I
you
think sometimes less is
And
better.
that's what it should
Yeah,
look like.
I'm not, like mine came off.
Oh, shoot, that was hat came off.
That's okay.
And
it'll
again,
stick
you
right
can
back.
leave your rubber band
You just
on
fit.
until it's all dry.
Connie's
Good.
falling apart.
It's a good thing they gave me a lot of glue.
And they give you
A lot of glue and a lot of raffia, so you can make mistakes.
really good instruction.
Oh, look at you.
You can do all, you can just order these
A
kits,
couple
kits
pieces I'd
them,
like
so
to
and
fix.
they send you the same thing, everything.
We can do that. That's not a problem.
All right, I'm gluing
I do- I have
mine
that one there.
again.
They all look good.
Like 20%, yeah. here.
How are yours looking at home? Are we looking good?
Yep, all done.
Well done.
We have one more piece or two more pieces to do to the turkey yet.
Not me.
You see it, can't you?
You know, 'cause we
Okay.
put the things up.
So we still need to put our little wattle on our turkey.
Mm,
Oh, so we're not gonna do it tonight.
mm.
So the original is, the wattle is actually cut in half
Man.
at an angle so that it goes
Yep,
on.
I'm gonna turn television on and sit down a while. This was stressful.
Stressful.
I'm feeling the same way about now. I'm not liking this raffia so much.
She heard you say that.
Does anyone need a little bit of a moment into a
This isn't supposed to be stressful.
Well, the worst part was the raffia.
Yeah, but is it cut in half or is it just folded?
And they're
That's
flipping
the
the
beauty.
doorbell.
I love it.
I'm gonna take some things out.
And I will say, if you guys have hot
Can
glue
they
at
see
home,
if I show
you
it?
can
Yeah, but it
put a
gets
little
put
bit
in
of hot
front
glue
of
around
Yeah,
the
see, there it
wood
is.
if the raffia is sliding up on it.
Mhm.
Perfect. It looks good.
I love it. Time to do some more.
I'll hold it.
too much?
That's good.
Strange.
Owen's having problems with his raffia too.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Well, no, Owen has paint all over his belly.
Which is okay too. If you have paint on your belly at home,
Oh,
I just cut that
oh,
off.
that looks good. I'll trim
Okay,
him
Okay,
up.
now
Thank
you
you,
said
Emily.
about cutting this in half,
Yes, I would cut your little turkey waddle in half.
okay?
Or if you want to leave it full, I'll show you. So you have your little, just to charge it. You have it like this, so you're more than welcome to stick it to the side and let it that size, or you can cut it down. I'll show you the original.
It looks great, Connie. You're, you
My
can't be a,
feathers just came off.
you can't be a perfectionist.
No.
Oh, you're done with this?
Could I have the scissors when you're done?
I wanna see the, can I see yours?
This original?
You cut it in half.
Okay, I got it.
You cut it down.
You're
Okay.
good, Owen.
Put it in.
There you go, Emily.
Thank you.
Yeah, they are flipping it over.
My waddle's too long.
Your waddle's too
You
long.
can trim it up.
Yeah, you can definitely trim it.
I think I need the scissors.
Okay,
Whenever you have a chance.
that's totally fine. Here you go.
Okay.
So are we gluing?
Yeah,
it?
we'll have to watch
Yes,
for other
I would
places
definitely
like
glue
this.
that waddle on.
Either that or we just find a kit and just do the kit. Yeah. Do the kit.
I don't even have room for a
It's like I said,
waddle.
when you spray it, don't get too
Sure
close.
do.
You have a short neck.
I do have a short
He
neck.
looks
See, that's
cute.
one of
with it.
mine. It's like, oh, crap,
Okay. Can I see the original, please?
You sure can.
Oh, okay, it goes up along his beak. Okay.
Yeah, if you get too close with the spray.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
It's okay.
Guys, we're gonna sign off. I want to thank you for the class.
Thank you
It was
for-
great.
Oh, thanks for joining
fun.
us.
I'll be back for some more. This was my second one and I bought some kits and the kits are great because the instructions are perfect.
Thank
So-
you.
Well,
So this
great.
was enjoyable.
Good.
Thanks, everyone. Have a
I
great
thought so, too.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
So once you get your waddle glued on, the next thing you'll want to do is glue your Happy Thanksgiving sign to the front of that wood. So it
Amber,
Yes,
there was a question about the waddle
yes,
as to where it exactly goes. Can you explain that again?
yes. It'll go on to the right side if you're looking at your turkey. The right side of that beak.
Put the sign on the front of the wood biscuit base. Very attentive
Our
students.
turkeys are jumping around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your turkey jumping?
Oh, yes. Mhm. He slid off his boots. Oh,
I have so much glue on mine.
look, he's crooked.
That's okay. You can still fix them.
That is the nice thing about tacky glue.
Second cruise.
Mine was just a mess.
It looks great. You're being very
It looks
critical.
wonderful.
It's the weight here.
And that'll dry. You'll be fine.
Yep, I'm
Okay.
just getting my waddle on here.
We're going outside, man. You close it over there.
Okay.
So we didn't paint the
Nope.
sign.
It's supposed to be natural.
Just
Okay.
natural. Unless you want to paint the sign, you're more than welcome to do that if you would like to. But I am going to just keep my sign natural.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So your turkey should be completely done.
Great.
It looks good. They look good.
Yeah. So I want to give it to you guys an option. If you want to glue all of your pieces to this big piece of wood, you're more than welcome to glue them down. I am going to glue them down. So I'm going to work on doing that at this point. So I'm going to start with putting them all down onto that wood piece first, just to see where I want them. And then I will go back through and paint.
Blue.
Oh, yes.
Blue.
Blue. Sorry. Yes. Thank you. So you can maneuver them however you would like on your little wood piece.
And again, this takes a little bit of time to get really tacky. So you do have some grace in moving them around. Just be careful of getting too much glue on your wood biscuit base, the bottom part, as you do that.
Yes.
Your wood piece is bigger than mine. It doesn't all fit.
Mine
It does.
doesn't
Yeah,
either.
that fits. You're okay. That looks cute.
And again, tacky glue is going to take a little bit longer to dry. So I would, once you get everything glued together, I would let it sit before you go to like pick it up or move it for about an hour. And then after that, it should be good and dry for you.
See, I do have a bigger base than yours, so mine
You
looks very
do.
spacious. But if you look at the original, you have about the same size. So you're good.
Yours looks spacious. Yes, it does.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah, it's cute. Okay. I think that's where I want everything.
Just doing some finishing touches on my waddle. Everything is still a little tacky, so you can make any adjustments that you want to anything at this point, or everything's set in stone.
All right. So
Do
then
they need to spray this when they're all done?
You do not have to spray it, but if you would like to, you could put a spray coat of polyurethane, or would you recommend polyacrylic or polyurethane? Dory?
Nothing was painted white, correct?
Nothing is white.
Okay, then they could use a polyurethane, that's fine. You'd only want to use polyacrylic if you have white, because the polyurethane will yellow it over time. So as long as there's no white, polyurethane is fine.
Yeah, and I think this is the type of piece that it lends really well to the matte look that you get without putting a sealant on it. But if you do put a sealant, the colors are going to get a little bit shinier and pop more. And that's totally an option.
Correct. Correct. So we are all finished with this piece here. I will give you another option though. If you want it to be just look a little bit more like fall, you can take some glue and rub it onto the bottom of your wood piece here and cut the raffia up and put it on to that base if you choose to do that. Make it look like it's sitting in some straw.
Would you show yours off again to the wonderful people? And you can also, as Dory said, cut off your rubber band, or if you haven't removed it yet. Because it's safe to do that now, Amber?
Yeah, I think it would be safe to do that. Or if you want to let it just, unless you want to let it go, you can let that rubber band on there for it to tack up just a little bit longer. And then later on cut it. But
I'll
that
wait
is
for
all
it.
finished.
Wonderful.
So I'm sorry, I kind of missed the extra raffia. If you want to make it look extra fallish, what did you say to do to it?
So what I would do is I'd take the rest of your glue that you have and you'll rub it onto the bottom of your wood here around wherever you want that raffia to go. And then you'll just take your raffia and just cut it up onto the bottom here.
Oh, to make it look like
Yeah.
straw. Okay, I like that idea. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone have any questions that we can answer as we're wrapping up? I think that means you're a good teacher, Amber.
Yeah, good job, Amber.
Thank you.
If you do think of questions after this class is over, or if you are watching this later, you can reach out to us. We have a chat feature on our website, which I will answer, or you can email Dory at doryh@mbgords.com. That is in your email that we sent you. So you are welcome to do that as well. We will get back to you as soon as we can. Now, we might be a little delayed if you're watching this live and you reach out tomorrow, because we still do have a couple internet connection issues, but we are resolving that soon and we will get back to you as soon as we can. All right, if everyone is ready and done, we are going to wrap up because I do think it's a little boy's bedtime. Thank you so much all for joining us and being patient as we work in this lovely space, and we hope to see you for the next class.
Thanks. I've had a great time.
Bye.
See ya.